Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Shay and I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to this week's Whip and Chat. WIP stands for work in progress. And so go ahead and pull out maybe some craft projects that you need to work on, that you've been, maybe just sit down with me and relax for a little bit. I love to use Whip and Chats just to kind of decompress. Sometimes I put them on when I'm doing chores to kind of take my mind off of what I'm doing because I don't want to be doing it. So let's just hang out. I go for about an hour and I just want to find out how y'all are doing, and I'll update you on what I've been up to this last week. And yeah, we'll just get some work done. Either way, crafting or non-crafting, we will just hang out and just have some coffee together. So grab something to drink. I've got my coffee. Yes, it's a little cold, but it's still coffee. It'll work. It is Wednesday morning for me, y'all. So it's Wednesday for me / Thursday for you. And ignore my naked nails. They are naked. Oh, well, what are you gonna do? You know, it's what happens. Sometimes you just gotta give your nails a break from polish, nail strips, acrylics, all the things. Okay, so it's Wednesday morning for me. It's 10:47 in the morning. I am the only person here except for the animals. So it's a great time to do a Whip and Chat. I sometimes do these the day of, the same day they go out, but I thought it's so quiet today. Everybody's at school, husband's out of town. I was like, let's do this. Okay, I closed the door even though I'm alone, just in case the dogs, bother us. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just catching up with you guys. And, please let me know down in the comments how you are. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope you had a great Halloween if you celebrated Halloween. Hope it was safe and hope you had a good time. That was just a couple of days ago, so it's kind of fresh on my mind still. What else? So let me talk about what I'm going to be working on while we're going to be hanging out. So I'm working on a diamond painting and it's humongous, really, really big. I've got you zoomed in because some folks like to see the actual, process of the diamond painting. So I've got my logbook right next to me and I was just going to show y'all my logbook sticker. This is a Craftibly painting. Oh, the sun's coming in. Thank you, sun. It's a Craftibly painting and it's called Autumn's Golden Moments. It is phenomenal. It's a beautiful landscape. It's a 56 by 24 in inches. And I wanna say in centimeters, it's 146, I believe, by 60 something, if I remember right. It is a round and it's licensed artwork from David Rottinghouse. I'm loving this. You've got the pumpkins, the family, the barn, the whole 9 yards. I mean, the autumn leaves, the trees. Yeah, love, love, love this painting. I've had it for over a year and I've been saving it for this time of year. So I just started on it about 3 days ago. And let me see, we are on 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th square, okay? So I'm moving right along. I mean, there's a lot of confetti, as you can see, down in this bottom portion. It's the leaves, the pumpkins, the grass. So it's very, very confetti heavy. But, I do a little every day. I try to do a square a day, or a couple squares a day. So yeah, that's the painting I'm gonna be working on. So that's my diamond painting. And my pen, I just did a pen unboxing of this yesterday. I just got it. This is a diamond painting pen and it's from Diamond Pen Pal. I'll have everything listed down below in the description if you're interested in any of these products or any of these shops. This is my new, the sun. The sun's really helping me, y'all. It's like right here coming in through the windows. I know it's a little off camera a little bit, but look at this gorgeous fall pen. Love their pens. They have the no roll, so it doesn't roll anywhere. It just, when you set it down, it doesn't move. So I love this pen. So I'm really enjoying it. I do have a 7-placer, the white thin multi-placers. And in here, I've got Chit from Enablers Outpost, and it's Chit, and it means putty in Romanian. So loving Chit, it's cinnamon. Oh, it smells so good. And then my single placer, I have micro glue dots. So that's my beautiful pen. And then I do have a yellow tray. This is one of their large trays, and this is from Bella Art de Nicole. It's one of their older trays. They don't have this. The trays don't look like this anymore. This is one of their older models. So yes, but I still love it, still use it. And then my cover minder is from a friend that has an Etsy shop and it's Siobhan. Her name is Coverminders Siobhan. I'll have her link down below. And this holds back the plastic. So what I'll do is, I actually already have the magnet up above here underneath my diamond painting. And so we're gonna peel back the plastic and they just meet in the middle. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me move you up a little bit. Yeah, see? Just holds back my plastic while I diamond paint. And it's a pretty little pumpkin. She's got gorgeous, gorgeous Coverminders. So if y'all are if you're looking for one, definitely go check her out. Storage, let's cover that. It's gonna be very zoomed in, and I've got 2 of them because there are 71 colors in this kit, but this is a Craftibly storage kit. It's for bead storage, and I'm loving it. Yep, so I've got 2 of those going. That's one of them, and then I've got this one over here. And this painting does have 2 crystals, 2 rhinestones. So 2 rhinestones and 2 ABs, but I am adding in 740, 720 silk, some fall colors. And I've got some others over here, some other ABs. So I'm just adding just about 4 or 5 extra. So I'm not going too crazy because, you know, it's a fall landscape. I didn't want to bling it up too much. Like I said, it's already got the rhinestones. It's already got some ABs that came with it. So I'm just kind of spicing up the pumpkins a little bit and making them kind of glitter and shine, kind of just as a focal point. All right, so how's the lighting? All right, sounds pretty good. All right, what else, y'all? I think that's all I'm using. Of course, I have my tweezers, my gold tweezers. I thought they matched. They're pretty. And I have my ceramic cutter, which I use to cut back, you know, cut the plastic to fold it back. And then I have a little trash tray. Now, this is from Butterfly Resin Gems. She has an Etsy shop. And it's just a resin heart. It's a Coverminder. It's got a magnet on the bottom. And yeah, I think that's it, y'all. All right, let me get a sip of coffee before we begin. So I already asked you to let me know how you are, but very, very seriously, how is everybody? Let me know down in the comments. I love catching up with everybody every week. And thank you all again for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting and liking the videos. It really means a lot to me. I was so excited this morning. I went in to check comments from yesterday's video that I put, my pen video, and I happened to see my subscriber count, and I just hit 3,600. And every 100 I hit is a huge milestone for me. I always take a screenshot. I shout it from the rooftops in my house. They're always like, oh my gosh, Mom, stop. No one cares as much as I do, but it means a lot to me, and I'm so happy to be part of this community. March of next year will be 2 years that I've had my channel, so I'm just loving it, and I'll keep doing it as much as I love it, and it hasn't changed, you know. I'm loving it. So thank y'all again for being here, and thank you for your friendship. So let me know how you are. Let me know what you did during this time. Hopefully, like I said, I can help you get the crafting done, chores done, errands. Sometimes I drive in the car and listen to whip and chats. All right, let's grab yeah, it's very, very confetti heavy. Let's grab a symbol. And there's a lot of browns, which, you know, a lot of browns. Not loving the browns, but it's part of the fall colors, right? Browns, yellows, oranges. Okay, so this is 433. So I'm just gonna dip a little in here. Okay, so y'all are good, hopefully. Hopefully y'all are good, so let me know. Let's see, let's kind of rewind and take a look at what's been going on with me this last week. So last week, my video, I filmed it on Thursday and it went out Thursday. So let's see, nothing really happened on Thursday except for, you know, just whipping chats and, you know, catching up on stuff. And Friday, it rained all day, and it was just a yucky, gloomy day. You didn't really want to go anywhere, do anything. So I pretty much just stayed in the house except for, you know, going to pick up, you know, kids from school. So yeah, so Friday, pretty uneventful. Let's see, Saturday, Nate, my 16-year-old, and then my 10-year-old Lou, they carved pumpkins. And I might pop in a picture. I took some pictures from my Patreon, and, you know, was going to show them this week. So speaking of Patreon, I normally only talk about Patreon during the first of the month because that was normally when Patreon would bill you, is the first of every month. So that was like a good time to join if you were interested. No obligation, nothing changes from my channel. It's just a little more intimate, you know, content. I vlog every day, and I put them up on Fridays of what I'm up to during the week. And it's just some behind the scenes content. And like, again, it's a little more just a private space where we can kind of get to know each other a little better. But again, no obligation. But anyways, Patreon, they changed their billing options. And I actually just changed it this morning. And it's no longer the first of the month. It will now be, if you join Patreon, you will get charged the day that you joined. So today's the 2nd, okay, for instance, or the 3rd for y'all. If you joined on the 3rd, let's say, then you didn't get billed. You're not going to get billed on the 1st. You'll get billed on the 3rd of every month. So whenever you join, if you join on the 15th. So I love that. I love that you can join any time of the month, because I felt like, we just had to keep it, to like the 1st. And if you did it after the 1st, yeah, you'd hate to get charged twice in 1 month. And I did not want that for y'all. So change the billing option. So I'm really happy with that. With Patreon, you also get all the previous content. Again, and for certain tiers, we do monthly Zooms. So the last Monday of the month, and those are always a lot of fun. So yeah, love to have you. Okay, so that's enough of Patreon. So anyways, we carved pumpkins on Saturday. I say the kids did. They're at the age now, 10 and 16, that I'm hands off, totally hands off. Love it. I just go out there and snap a few pictures, take a little video, come out there and ooh and ah a few times on the pumpkins, and they'll call me, Mom, come see. But I love to go out there and I smell the smell of pumpkins, because they've cut them open and they're, but I used to have to clean them out and all the goop and goo. And it's great because I've got these, and we reuse them every year. I've got a little set of like a pumpkin carving kit that's like safe for kids. It's carving knives, but they're not super sharp, but they'll cut a pumpkin though. So very, very safe. And so I know that when they're out there, they're going to be okay. Plus, Lou, my 10-year-old's got her brother, she's got Nate out there with them, which is so sweet. I know Nate's not really into carving pumpkins anymore, but he did it for her because she asked him to, and she didn't want to do it alone. That's the one thing I feel bad for Lou sometimes, because like Christmas and some of the holidays, she'll be the only one that gets up early because her brothers are 16 and 17 and they're teenagers, and, they're older and they don't trick or treat anymore. And they don't, get up early Christmas morning like they used to. And she kind of feels like, an only child sometimes. So, with having that gap, sometimes that happens, but so sweet. So they went out there and carved pumpkins, and it wasn't raining. It was drizzling at times throughout the day on Saturday, and it was a little chilly, but they did it out in the driveway. We just throw a couple of beach towels down, and yeah, they just carved away. They got 2 pumpkins done, and then I got some little battery operated little candles, and we put a couple in there and we tested them when it got dark, but they look so good. So Lou decided to use one of the stencils, because the little carving kit came with a little stencil book, and they use it every year. Just pull out, a picture. She decided to do a spider. Pretty difficult. So much so that she had called my husband out to look, and he went out there and he's like, ooh, and he ended up kind of taking over a little bit towards the end. And he told me, and she kept telling me, Dad's not letting me do it. She would kind of whisper to me when he wasn't looking. And afterwards he goes, I'm sorry, I kind of took over, but I didn't want to say anything to her, but she was going to ruin it if I let her cut it. She was going to cut the legs off and the legs were going to fall off. I was like, oh my gosh. So he was trying to help. Dad was trying to, make it look good, but I could tell she was getting a little annoyed that, Dad had kind of taken over, but it was all good. He got involved, so nothing wrong with that, having Dad help. But yeah, so they did pumpkins. That was Saturday. And then after she carved pumpkins, I got a text message about noon from a mom in the neighborhood. And she's like, hey, does Lou want to come to a birthday party at like 2? And I was like, what? She goes, I know it's last minute, sorry. And okay. So I told Lou, and she's like, yeah. Of course, we didn't have a gift. She got ready really fast. So she goes to this birthday party in the neighborhood. I drive her over there, drop her off. And then while she's at the birthday party, I get another text message like an hour later from her best friend's mom, who lives in our neighborhood, and asking if Lou would want to go to a trunk or treat. And those, if you're not familiar with them, it is where cars are parked in a parking lot and people have decorated the trunk of their cars, and they have, it's like instead of going trick-or-treating to houses, you go trick-or-treating to cars. And it's really, really cute. A lot of people decorate, like I said, I didn't go, but a lot of people, I've been to one before. People will decorate their trunks, pop them open, have the candy there for the kids. And it's a really safe, a lot of churches will do it. This was a gymnastics place that I guess her friend goes to. So I called her at the birthday party because she has her watch on. She has an Apple Watch. That way we can, call her. And she's really good about wearing it, which I'm really happy for. It makes me feel a lot better when she goes out and she goes riding her bike around and goes to friends' houses. But she had her Apple Watch. So I called her and she answered and I said, I know you're at a birthday party, but would you want to go trunk or treating? And that means you have to put a costume on and the whole 9 yards. And she's like, yeah, okay. So I went and picked her up. And she went from like one thing to another and they were all not planned. I didn't think we had any plans on Saturday. So that girl had a good day. I'll tell you what. So for Halloween, I don't know if I already told y'all, but, of course she changes costumes, ideas throughout October. Well, she finally agreed or figured out what she wanted to be. Her and her friend that she was going to go trick-or-treating with decided they were going to be scary clowns. So we got her scary clown costume with a friend a couple weeks ago. And then, so she was going to wear her costume. So she got ready and, she's like, Mom, and her best friend lives one house down. So it was time to get ready for the party or it's time to go. And she needed to go to her friend's house and head over there to get, they were going to drive her. And she's like, will you come with us? I'm like, I wasn't invited. I'm like, go girl. I'm thinking I need a break. Go, And so she's like, well, will you come with me? I feel kind of silly walking over with a costume on, in the neighborhood to my friend's house. And I feel kind of embarrassed. I'm like, sure. So I walk over there and, her mom answers the door. She's like, oh my gosh, Lou, you look so cute. She looked adorable, y'all. I mean, it was supposed to be scary, but she looked cute. And I kept saying, you're so cute. She's like, I'm not supposed to be cute. I'm supposed to be scary. And then Halloween night, she was so mad because everybody kept saying, oh, are you dolls? You're such cute dolls. She's like, we're supposed to be scary clowns. But she didn't get real scary with the makeup or anything. Like I think she was planning on. I mean, she had a bloody pillowcase, but outside and like a knife, like a fake knife with like, I don't know, but that was about it. I don't think anyone really saw that stuff though. So anyways, the mom answers the door and she's like, oh my gosh, how cute. And I'm like, and I was asking for her friend because I wanted to see what she looked like so I could get a picture of them together. And her best friend comes to the door and her costume is very, very low key. Let's just say that. I almost couldn't tell she was wearing a costume. So I don't really know what she was supposed to be. Maybe a rapper. All she had on was just regular pants, from what I could tell, a shirt. She had a big gold necklace on with like a dollar sign with like diamonds and stuff in it. And then she had like a bucket hat. So I think she was supposed to be a rapper. I don't know. But Lou, you could tell Lou was very uncomfortable. She's like, oh crap. I may have overdressed for the occasion. And it's hard because they're getting to that age where they're 10 and 11 and 4th and 5th grade. And, they're trying to figure out, do I still trick or treat? Do I still get dressed up? And she still wants to do all the things. But yeah, so I was thinking, oh my gosh, she's going to turn and look at me. And I kind of said, okay, bye. And she kept just looking at me, bye. And I could tell she wasn't too sure if she should go dressed like that. But she did. They were gone for a few hours and she came home and she had a bag of candy. And then of course we're all, asking her what she got. And she won't share. She's being really stingy. And I said, Lou, you got to share your candy because, we didn't get to go trick-or-treating. And at this point I had not pulled out our Halloween candy yet because I didn't want anybody to eat it. So it was still hidden, which is good because we would have eaten it. But yeah, so that was Saturday. So it was a lot of fun. Like I said, it was just kind of one of those days that, things just kind of happened and they weren't planned. And it was fun. She had a great day. And then let's see, Sunday. While she was gone doing all those things, I was like running around trying to get, errands, like chores done, laundry, dishes, trying to pick up the house because Sunday, I always have my lives and I always kind of want to make sure I'm done with all my house stuff and I can kind of, plus I need to get ready for the live on Sunday. So if y'all saw it, thanks for being there. It was a it was a Halloween Eve live. And I had a guest and it was Veronica Cooter. And she, at the time, did not have a channel, but she had talked to me once about the fact that she had filmed a video. And I was like, all right, I'm going to run with this. So I just put her on the spot during the live and I was like, so would you want a channel? No pressure. But if you do, I can maybe, mention something and you should do it if you want to. So yes, I will link her down in the description, her channel. I'm not sure where she's at now with subs. She doesn't have a video out yet, not that I've seen. But yes, that's Veronica. And I'll put her Instagram down below too. So definitely go check her out. She was so amazing. The live was a blast. But before we get to that, getting prepared for the live was kind of crazy because here I was going to be the leftover costume that we had bought for Lou earlier in the month. And then she changed her mind. And I was like, I'm just going to repurpose this. It needs to be used. I spent money on this. So my costume was basically just kind of pieced together. So we had gone to Target earlier in the month and she said she wanted to be a vampire. So we got this really nice like velvet red cape with a hood and then a creepy black wig and fake blood and fangs, vampire teeth, and the whole thing. Well, I was like, okay, I'll just be that. Well, we couldn't find the vampire teeth. So we had to go to the Halloween store. And I also didn't know what I was going to do for to make my face like looking like I'm dead, like a vampire, like with white makeup. So Luz told me she's really good with makeup. She's like, Mom, I'll do your makeup. I'll do it. Okay. So we go to the Halloween store. It's called Spirit Halloween and it's really, really good. A little expensive, but they have everything. And it's not very far from the house. So we went to that Halloween store and we go in and she needed more makeup, which of course she didn't even use. And we got red lipstick and black lipstick and, she got fake eyelashes and she didn't use those. So I just bagged everything up today and put all the Halloween stuff away up in the attic. But I figure we'll use it again. But I got these vampire teeth, y'all. And I was on my live for an hour and a half and those vampire teeth stayed on the entire time. They had adhesive. So they weren't like the plastic ones that you just like a whole set of teeth. They were like little fangs that like you had to adhere because I knew that the little one, the fake plastic ones, like the whole mouth, I wasn't going to be able to talk in those. So I'm like, oh, I'll try these little vampire teeth. They were like $20 and you can reuse them. So we got there, went to the Halloween store, did all those things, come home, and I had about an hour until my live. And I'm like, Lou, it's time to do my makeup. And the good thing is I didn't have to do my hair because I was putting a wig on. So I went to pull the wig out of the closet because I put it away in a little hair net, trying to keep it nice, Well, it was all bunched up on the floor and all ratty. I was like, what? I told her, I'm like, what happened to the wig? She's like, I don't know. I didn't do anything. I think Jasper had gotten into it and knocked it down. He loves wigs. And I think he was playing with it. But y'all, I tried to get a comb and brush it and there was no brushing this wig. It was a cheap wig. It wasn't like it was real hair. It was all ratty, all tangled. So it looked bad. But whatever, it worked. It did the trick. But I wasn't happy with my presentation. It wasn't one of my best costumes. So next year, I'm really looking forward to that. I have an idea of what I want to be. This was my second Halloween to do since I've had a channel. Since I've gone, last Halloween was on Halloween that I went live. And then we went trick-or-treating after. So fun. And I was Dorothy. And of course, I wanted to be Dorothy again. But everyone's like, no. My husband's like, do something different. It was so funny. So I put, so Lou was going to do my makeup. So she gets the white cream that we had bought. It's like for clown makeup. And she starts putting it on my face and she keeps adding more and more and trying different sponges and brushes. And she won't let me look. And finally she's like, you could tell she's about to cry. She's like, Mom, it looks so bad. I don't know I don't know how to do it. It was so bad. And it wasn't her fault. It was not her fault. I couldn't have done any better. And so it was just white, like a clown. It was like flaky. And she was trying to blame it on my skin. I'm like, my skin's not, she's like, your skin's dry. And it just was not, it wasn't, I told her, I'm like, honey, it's not good makeup. It's Halloween makeup from a Halloween store. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. Well, when we were at the Halloween store, I had decided to grab white powder along with that white cream. So we got a makeup wipe, started all over, and decided to just do the cream, right? Or just do the powder. So that's all I used with powder because I didn't really have anything else. So it worked. I got black lipstick. She got red lipstick. I decided to use a little bit of both. I'm not good with makeup, so she was going to do my makeup, remember? Well, after that, she got so discouraged and she just kind of gave up. And then she decided she was going to come on. She asked me, she's like, can I come on your live? And I was like, sure, you can come on for just a few minutes. She's like, okay, I'm going to get ready. So then it all became about her and her makeup. Well, she never even showed up. So she kind of got off on her own thing and started doing her own. I'm like, what about it? Okay. It was all about her and her getting ready. And I'm like, I got to get myself ready. So it was kind of frantic, crazy, stressful. So she left and decided to do something else. And so I did my makeup. I just put a lot of dark eyeshadow. I did eyeliner, which I don't wear eyeliner ever. And so I found some in the bottom of my drawer and decided to do some eyeliner, and I just kind of did it all around my eyes, got it some dark eyeshadow. So anyways, if you haven't seen the live, it's still up. It's up on YouTube if y'all want to go check it out. It's pretty entertaining. So let's talk about my guest. And her makeup was on point. Her costume was amazing. If y'all saw it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, so Veronica, she lives in Atlanta, by the way, and you'll get to know a little bit about her, more about her when you watch, the live. She is such a natural, but she's really good with makeup. She's into makeup. She used to be really into it. Doesn't sound like she's into it as much because she started getting into diamond painting. But what she did was, so she was Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. And so so if you've seen that movie and you know the character, he's got like a burnt face because I think he was in a fire. I think that's what happened at the end of the movies, and that's what like his whole story. So he's got but it was beautiful because she did half of her makeup like really, really pretty, like, she could see her. And then the other half, she did a burnt face. So it was like half and half. It was like a pretty Freddy Krueger. She had the sweater. She had a cute little hat, his hat that he wears. She had the glove with like the spikes that he has. It was so good. So happy that she, I know it was hard because, she's never done a live before. She's not a creator. Well, she is now, but she wasn't at the time. So I know it's hard. And when I first asked her, she wasn't sure, but I'm so proud of her. She did amazing. Like, again, she's a natural. I knew she would be. I just had to, a little bit of convincing of, you can do it. I want you on there. And I'm so glad that it worked out that she got to do it the Halloween live with me because she's so fun. So like I said, the live went an hour and a half and we had a great time. So fun. And hopefully y'all had a good time too. And y'all were there and got to enjoy it. And so then, let's see, it got off about 5:30 and then went downstairs and made tacos. It was taco night, y'all. So I got all the, cut up all the fixins, the tomatoes, the lettuce, got the cheese out. I have a little tray, like a 3-tiered tray where I'm just going to put all the toppings in there because we do taco night, quite often. We had taco, we had leftover steak and leftover chicken. So earlier in the day, my husband had cut up all the meats and like a little like bite-sized pieces for the tacos. So he already had done a lot of the work. I didn't have to cook any meat. So it was pretty easy. So we did tacos about 6:30 or so. And then what else happened Sunday? That was pretty much it. I was kind of tired, after the lives. Sometimes it's a little tiring. And I apologize if y'all were on the live and I didn't say hi to you. It's so hard sometimes to keep up with chat and to have a guest. So I have decided to not have a guest this Sunday. I'm very excited. I'm happy. I love having guests. Don't get me wrong. It was my choice. I love having people on. I love having especially new creators on. I'm so happy that I have this platform to be able to do that and help people out that are new. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to a little bit of a break because the whole month of October and even maybe before that, I've had a lot of guests, every Sunday. And so this Sunday, it's going to be little old me. I hope I can fill the time. So it hasn't just been me in so long. I hope I don't, but I'm hoping I can give y'all a little more attention than maybe I have been lately because I'll just be able to look at the chat and I won't, have another person to, worry about as well. So yes, so no guest this live. It'll just be me. And that'll be again at 4 Central Standard Time on Sunday. So if you've never made it, please come. The lives are always fun. You don't have to say anything. You can we call it working and lurking when you don't say anything and you just listen. And that's what I do in a lot of lives. Everyone gives me a hard time. They call me the queen of lurking and they call me a lurker because, I just I don't say too much sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to be social and I just want to diamond paint. So yeah, and that's fine to do that. There's no problem. And then at the end of my live, I normally will ask, all the workers and lurkers just to throw up an emoji just so I know you were there and I see you. And yeah, so join me. All right, so that was Sunday. Monday was Halloween. This is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. That is the song from Nightmare Before Christmas. Love that movie, which Veronica brought up a really good question in the live. Is that considered a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? Y'all let me know down in the comments. Or is it both? Let me know. I think it's both, right? Because you've got Halloween in there because he's a skeleton. And then, the whole Christmas thing and Santa. So it's like a multifunctional movie, which I think why a lot of people like it, covers a couple different big holidays. I'd say Halloween or Christmas are two pretty big holidays, I'd say. I don't know if they're two of the biggest, maybe. Who knows? I know everyone's probably got a different opinion about it, but yes. Y'all, we're moving right along on this confetti. All right, so what else? Halloween. All right, so Lou was very excited to go to school, Halloween. She did not wear a costume because that's not cool in 4th grade, right? To wear a costume to school. Oh my gosh. But she wore her cute little black sweatshirt that has some skeleton cowboys with a cowboy hat. And they've got a rope, like they're roping like a cattle or something. Really, really cute. So she's got this black sweatshirt with skeletons. So she wore that. And it was a fun day at school because they were doing rotations and they were going to be moving to different stations and having some activities for the kids to do for Halloween. So yeah, she had a good day and she was very excited about that night. And so I had my appointment with my psychiatrist, about 11 o'clock on Monday. And this was the appointment. If y'all heard my last whip and chat from last week, I talked about giving blood. I had to give blood. I have to do it once a year. I have to do blood work and an EKG because of the medications that I'm on. They have to just kind of check everything once a year. So went through all that rigmarole last week. It was very unpleasant, but I did what I got to do. And then, so it was going to be a meeting with her to go over all the results. So we start talking, and first off, right off the bat, she's like, well, something's not right. I'm like, oh my gosh, seriously? I was like, what's going on? She's like, well, it's showing that you're not taking 2 of your medications. And I'm like, well, I take them every day. She's like, I have a feeling it's Quest. We're having problems with them, and it's not just you. We've seen other weird things happening. I was like, okay. And I thought for a hot second, I was dreading it. I thought she was going to tell me I was going to have to redo the blood work and I was going to die. I was like, no, please. And then she tells me the urine sample, there was an issue with that. I was like, oh my gosh. But she said my EKG looked good. So I was glad to hear that. But she's like, so do you think you could go? And I was like, don't you say it, lady. Don't you say it. Don't you dare. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, y'all. She goes, do you think you could do another urine sample? And I was waiting for her to say something else. And I go, oh, yeah, I can do that today. No problem. Is that all I need to do? She's like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm like, girl, I got this. I got you. I'll be there in a minute. So now that I know I had to do a urine sample, I drank a ton of water, right? So I hung up with her and I was like, I didn't have anything planned the rest of the day until, that night. So I kind of hung out for a little bit, drank more coffee, drank some water, and I was starting to feel like I needed to go. And I was like, okay, I better head over there because it's about 20 minutes away, because I was just going to go to their office instead of going back to the lab. She was like, oh, you can just do it in our office because we always do televisits. So I never even go to their office. I was like, okay. So really got to go. And what's funny is because the last time I did the urine sample, if you heard me talk about that, and I hope this is not TMI, too much information, but I didn't know I was going to be giving a urine sample the last time. So it was a struggle to I was worried I didn't have enough. And she was like, oh, she had to look it up and make sure it was enough because it was barely anything. It was like a dribble, right? Well, this time it was just the opposite. My cup runneth over, y'all. I had to go so bad. And I was going to make sure that I did not have to do this again. I was like, you're going to get as much as you need and then some, and we're going to get this done and move on. I'm tired of having to do this stuff. So got that done and left. And then what, y'all? I just kind of took it easy because I knew, there's going to be a lot of walking, trick-or-treating, all the things. So kind of rested a little bit. I picked up Lou And she was like, okay, what time are we going? So I had talked to her friend's mom that we were going trick-or-treating with. It was just going to be the 4 of us, just the 2 moms and the 2 little girls. So small group. And this is the mom that I don't know that well. I'm getting to know her, but I didn't know her until all this Halloween stuff started happening. She invited us over to their house at like 5:30. And then she said, no, 6. And then she said the girls could eat pizza and then get their makeup on and get ready. And then we'd head out around 6:30 or 7 because it's going to get dark around that time. I was like, perfect. So she asked if we could, she said she was going to order the pizza and she asked if we could pick it up. And I was like, sure. Well, y'all, I didn't know her name. I never knew her name. I never asked. I just put it in my phone as, the little girl's mom. And I put the little girl's name and the word mom. I don't know. So I had to awkwardly, I had to text her back and I'm like, it's crazy because I just told my husband in the morning, I'm like, I'm going to be hanging out with this mom tonight, but I don't know her name. And how do you think I could find out her name? And he was giving me different suggestions. He's like, why don't you text her and be like, or when you see her tonight, say something like, oh, I wanted to make sure I've got the spelling of your name right in my phone. And then I was like, okay. Well, then this whole pizza thing came up and I told him and he started dying laughing. I was like, yeah, she wants me to pick up pizza and I'm sure it's under her name. And now I don't know her name. But this is my opportunity to find out. So I sent her a message and I'm like, yeah, I'll be happy to pick it up. What name is it under? And y'all, she gave me a name and I don't know if it's their last name or her first name. It's one of those names that could be either or both. I don't know. So it really wasn't helpful. I still don't know her name for sure. I never had to call her by her name that night. So that was good. So we go over there. Very, very nice, beautiful house. Very, very beautifully decorated. Even Lou was like, wow, afterwards. I'm like, yeah, I know. It was gorgeous. She paints and she's done these beautiful mandalas. And I thought, I don't know if I doubt she's ever done diamond painting, but I actually got a little glow in the dark partial in mandala in my Craftibly mystery kit. And I thought about giving it to her and seeing if she wants to try diamond painting. So, because she's an artist, she's got a craft room. She gave me a tour. Really, really cool. So anyways, eat pizza. The girls get ready and they look adorable. They're matching costumes, matching ponytails, pigtails with, the little scary face, clown face or a doll as it comes to be, So it was fun. Beautiful weather. Couldn't have not asked for perfect. I mean, y'all, the weather was ideal. I had a t-shirt on and like leggings, like capri leggings. It was like 70 degrees out, 75. I mean, it was beautiful weather. So no complaints. I did bring a roadie over with wine. I brought a little tumbler over and I kind of had that with me the whole time. Just kind of a little sippy on a little thing of wine. Why not, right? And then, yeah, so the girls, we were gone for, I think we trick-or-treated for about 3 hours. So we were exhausted. They went from like it was like 7 till about 9:30, 10. So it was a late night. We had a Halloween hangover the next day for sure. It was a late night. And, you want to eat your, so then after trick-or-treating, we go back to their house and the girls want to sort their candy. So we let them sort their candy for about 30 minutes. And then I started yawning and I was like, oh, we got to go, Lou. I'm like fading. And so it was a great weather, great night. They had a ton of fun and yeah, just no complaints, just a really, really fun time. I'm going to grab a little sip of coffee. Hold, please. All right. So then let's see, go home. She wants one piece of candy. I'm like, that's fine. You can have one piece. And then she tells me she's hungry. It's been 3 or 4 hours, right? And I'm like, oh crap. I was like, you can have a banana, but that's it. We're not getting into all this. It's time for bed. I mean, I was so done. We'd been walking for 3 hours. I'd been talking and socializing with this lady. And I just was like, I'm done. There's just a lot. So the next day I was exhausted. She was too. Neither one of us wanted to get up and go get ready for school. Like, again, we had a Halloween hangover and not from drinking. So our neighborhood is really, really small. And we got home and I was asking my husband, like, so how many, he was so cool. He paid, so the boy stayed home. He paid Nate $20 to hand out candy because my husband was working and he was like in his office and he didn't want to deal with the doorbell. And I'm like, why didn't y'all just put the bowl outside? Well, he was afraid the teenagers and like older kids are just going to like scoop it up. He said they only had about 7 people, like 7 kids. That was it. So it's funny. We have this like bowl of leftover candy now. I'm like, why didn't you just put the bowl out? And if it's gone, it's gone, Yeah. So we don't trick or treat in our neighborhood because it's just that tiny. It's just not big at all. And we just don't get a lot of trick or treaters. So that's why we went over to this other little girl's, neighborhood and did their house. And Lou got a couple of full-size candy bars. I didn't even tell y'all about the candy she got. Wow. A lot of candy. A ton. So they sorted it all out and they did some trading. So the next morning we were very, very tired. Neither one of us wanted to get up, but we did it. And she's like, I don't want to go to school. I was like, you have to go to school. You can't miss the day after Halloween. Come on now. You can't look like you can't handle it. You got to do it, girl. So she made it. She did it. And then when I picked her up yesterday, I was like, are you tired? She's like, nope. And she was like, like nothing had ever happened. She was playing with friends after school and everything was all good. Let's see. Tuesday, well, that was pretty much Monday, that was it. So Tuesday we were tired. And then, let's see. So I did take a shower. I was like, okay, I got to pull myself together because on, I lost my train of thought. On Tuesday, I had a, family session with Ryan and his therapist at the program that he's in right now. Ryan's my 17-year-old. For those of you that might be new, he is in a program right now. It's an intensive outpatient program for kids that struggle, adolescents that struggle with depression, anxiety, maybe substance abuse. And so he's in this program for 4 to 6 weeks. And instead of going to school, it counts as school because he does schoolwork when he's there too. And they have family sessions once a week. Unfortunately, my husband couldn't go. He left for out of town and he was on the road and he had meetings. And so, but the next session we do next week, I'm going to make sure that we pick a day where he's home. So like a Monday or a Friday, something like that. So yeah. But it was really good. So I met with his therapist last week on the phone. So the first one was a phone session and this one was in person. So I got there about 1:30 and, talked to her. And then they had an intern too, and they asked if it was okay if the intern joined us. I'm like, sure. He was a really nice guy. So I met 2 of those folks, and we kind of talked for about 15 minutes before they brought Ryan in. And they just talked about, what do you want to cover? What do you want to talk about? Well, some things that have been happening recently that we've noticed that I was not expecting and that I didn't expect to really talk about during these sessions or even during this program. It's kind of surprising. Ryan's been having a really hard time with his siblings. With his sister especially, and his brother, but definitely his sister. Lou, they have just been at it, and it's been bad. Now, siblings argue, siblings fight. I know that. Kids do that with each other, with brothers and sisters. But and they've never really, they've always kind of gotten at each other and, pushed each other's buttons. But here in the last, week, it's been a lot more aggressive, a lot more anger. And I was like, what is going on? And then talking back to me, which is not like him. And so I needed to bring that up to the therapist. I needed to say, and so we talked about it. And some of it could definitely be because he's, talking about his feelings and they're doing group therapy all day long, right? He's exhausted by the time he comes home. And he's not isolating in his room anymore like he had been. So he's dealing with us, right? Sober. And he's dealing with his sister. And he just, is having a hard time kind of trying to figure out how to deal with it. And he's not dealing with it appropriately. So, and he even admitted it. So we had a great, great meeting. We were there for like an hour and a half. Really got a lot of stuff out. We've got a lot of things to work on still. And, some goals that he's going to work on now. I was proud of him because yesterday, so he was able to leave with me. So he left like 10 minutes early and we went and picked up Lou from school and he was in the car with me and he was very nice to her. He's trying. He's definitely trying. They also said he needs to find other outlets, working out, the batting cages, whatever it might be, to let some of that out, instead of taking it out on his siblings or on me. So yeah, it was good. So that's the situation right now and what we're dealing with. So I'm glad that they have family sessions once a week. So we get an opportunity to go in there and find out how he's doing. So I did that. So I did take a shower, put makeup on, put jeans on, got ready. So it was really, really good. And then last night, Elizabeth with Enablers Outpost, it was her birthday yesterday, and she and Edward go live. They have a live stream on Tuesday nights, and she had sent the link out to some of us saying, hey, if you want to join me on my birthday live. And I'm like, sure, I got myself put together, right, y'all? I mean, I just happened to have myself put together that day. So I was like, so I hopped on. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to set the record straight though, because everyone likes to give me a hard time, but I gotta defend myself a little bit here and set the record straight for anybody that's questioning it. So there was some inappropriate, I say inappropriate, I don't know. For some people, it might be funny. I think it's funny, but some people might think they're inappropriate. There's been some 3D printed bits from down below, male and female bits, 3D printed bits and like dragons and I don't know, turtles being sent to some creators. And because I have 3D printers, people think it's me, and y'all, I'm setting the record straight. It is not me. But I love the fact that everybody's giving me a hard time because we don't know who it is, for real. And this has been going on for a long time. So I would love to know who it really is, so they'll stop picking on me, even though I love it. I don't mind. It's a kind of a running joke that we have now, but I still got to defend myself, y'all. I did not do it. I mean, I kind of wish I would have. It's super funny, but I can't take credit for them. It just, somebody else thought of it. Somebody else did it, and I don't know. So we'll find out one day, and I'll let y'all know. So let's see. So last night, did the live, and then after that, Lou and Nate actually asked me if he could go to Walmart. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, because he drives now. Ooh, speaking of y'all, he's been doing so good because he got his license in August and he really wasn't driving that much. And I told y'all that. He started driving to school every day, which was huge. And then Halloween night, when I was out with Lou, he sent me a text message saying he was going to Walmart by himself. So that's the first time he's ever gone anywhere. I was like, nice. So he's branching out a little bit. Well, last night he's like, Mom, will you come to Walmart with me? And I was like, why? You've already gone by yourself. I'm like, what do you need to go to Walmart again for? Well, there's some codes for a video game that he plays that are on certain like beef jerky packets, and and he said he looked and they were out last night, and I guess he's hoping they restocked. And I said, you don't need me for that. You've got money, you've got a car, and Lou's like, I want to go too. And I was like, okay, yeah, we're not doing that yet. So he's like, Mom, also I need gas, and I've never pumped gas before, and I don't know how to do it. I was like, oh, honey. I mean, they taught him in driving school. They taught him one time, but he's never done it on its own. I was like, absolutely. Let's go do it. There's a Walmart has a gas station. I'll show you how to do it. So it was really cute. So we went to Walmart, and he spent his $20 on Lou that he had earned from trick-or-treating, from passing out candy. He, because Lou's like, can I get something? I was like, no, you don't need anything. He's like, Lou, you can have a $20 budget. I just got $20 from Dad last night for handing out candy. I'll let you get something. So sweet. He is just the nicest guy, y'all. Nate is just a good kid. So he let Lou get a couple things in the toy section, and he got a Mountain Dew that had a code for his video game. No beef jerky. And I guess he's on the hunt now. He said, I'm going to go back tomorrow. I was like, all right. So then we go to the gas station afterwards, and we showed him how to get gas. And he did really great. He actually knew how to do it. He just, wanted to make sure, which is him. He's very cautious, right? And he wanted to make sure that I was there in case, he didn't do it right. But he did great. I just kind of would tell him what to do, and he was doing it as I was saying it. So he already kind of knew. So yeah, he got to pump gas for the first time. And I, of course, paid because he doesn't have a job, right, y'all? I mean, he just turned 16. So, and Ryan didn't start working till he was 16 and a half, maybe closer to 17. So whenever we bring up Nate getting a job, he's always like, well, Ryan didn't have to work when he was this age. I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right. So he'll get a job hopefully this summer. That's kind of the goal, want him to make sure he focuses on school. So did Walmart, came home, and then jumped on Bev's, Bev B jumped on her live, which was also a lot of fun. It was kind of like the tail end of it. I was able to catch her live, dye and painted a little bit. And then, whoa, forgot to tell y'all, while we were out at Walmart, Nate's like, just like nonchalantly, he's like, hey mom, do you think I could have some friends over on Saturday night? You know, this is the boy, this is the kid that is not very social. He's a hermit. He stays in his room gaming, and I know he has friends, but they never come over. I mean, very, very rarely do they come over. And I know of like 2 that I know he's friends with, maybe 3 or 4. So this is what he tells me. I'm like, well, why? What are y'all gonna do? And he goes, well, I wanted to see if 11 people could come over. What? And do what? I'm like, and I thought to myself, you have 11 friends? My husband said the same thing when I asked him. So it wasn't just me. I was like, I didn't know he knew 11 people. He goes, get this. He goes, yeah, I want to see if it may not be 11 people, but it could be up to 11. But I wanted to see if we could wrestle. What? Wrestle? That sounds like a bad idea. I'm like, and I looked at him and I go, wrestling? He goes, oh, well, we would have like all like the gear on and everything with gloves and like, pads on and everything. And then my next thought was, where are you gonna, where are 11, 16-year-olds going to wrestle in my house? We don't have a big house. There's no big space. And he goes, oh, in the backyard. I'm like, by the pool? There's no like room out there. It's all concrete. I don't pavers. And he goes, maybe in the front yard in the grass. And then he goes, maybe in the driveway. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, I don't know. I said, I need to ask Dad. So I was talking to my husband on the phone, and I asked him, and he goes, I didn't know he knew 11 people. And so I said, I know. I thought the same thing. Aren't we bad? And he goes, well, my worry is, what if someone gets hurt? And I'm like, exactly. That's what I was thinking. That sounds like a bad idea. And they're going to be getting hurt at our house. And he goes, okay. And we don't want to discourage Nate from having friends over, because again, he never has friends over. And we want him to be out socializing and, out of his room. So we love it. But my husband was like, why don't we make sure that first he's like, we should have them sign a waiver. I'm like, we're not having them sign a waiver or a consent form. How weird is that? He goes, well, just make sure all the parents are okay with it. And if they are, then that's fine. I was like, oh my gosh. So I don't know, y'all. I'll keep you posted. I don't know if there's going to be a wrestling match here or not, but that might be what's going on Saturday. I don't have any plans this weekend, so hopefully I'm not taking somebody to the emergency room. I don't know. I'm a little worried, but Nate's kind of, like I said, a quiet kid. He's got quiet friends, so I don't know if they're like, I'm just kind of surprised that these are like gamer guys, and I'm afraid I don't really understand why they're going to be physically wrestling, but yeah, get them out of their rooms, sure. So as long as the parents say it's okay, then I guess that's what we're going to do. Crazy though. We'll see what happens. All right. So I have one more story to tell y'all. What time are we at? 53. Okay. I think I have time. I was going to update y'all. It's something I don't talk about very often, but for those of you that don't know, we have a bunny. I say we. Lou has a bunny, and he's a big bunny. His name is Oreo, and Randy likes to affectionately call him double stuffed Oreo because he's a big boy. He's black and white, and he's this big, fluffy, fat bunny. So, and I guess he just turned a year old, which I didn't know, because when we got him, we didn't really know how old he was. We were just kind of guessing. We got it from a friend, and they were like, we think he's like 4 or 5 months old. So that's what we told the vet. Well, I got an email yesterday, I think, saying, oh, happy birthday to Oreo. And I'm like, oh, yeah, happy birthday, Oreo. I didn't even know he was a year old. So I guess he's about a year. Who knows, y'all. But Lou is afraid of him because we call him Mr. Grumpy Pants. Mr. Grumpy Pants snorts, lunges at you, and he's just kind of, grumpy guy. So we let him out in Lou's room. We make sure the door's closed, and we give him some playtime, right? We take his litter box out of his cage, and we let him kind of roam around in her room and make sure it's clean so he doesn't get into anything. So he had been out yesterday and last night, and so this morning I went to go check on him. I was being nice. making sure he's got food and water in his litter box, got, you know, all the things. So I walk in there. Now, the only thing I can think of why he got grumpy with me today more than usual. So last night I went to go check on him. So I'll back up. So last night I went to go check on him and I opened up the door a little bit and he was right there. And he started to act like he was going to jump out. Well, the dogs were in the hall. And so I kind of put my foot in the room and I kind of bumped his nose a little bit. So I wasn't kicking him, and maybe he thought I kicked him. I don't know. But I didn't. And I was like, oh, buddy, I'm so sorry. And I, you know, kind of went in there, but he just ran away from me. He hopped away because he doesn't like to be held. He's just antisocial. So this morning, went in there, opened up the door. He was kind of in the middle of the room, closed the door behind me, put my coffee on the dresser, sat down on the floor because I don't want to make him scared and hop away. And I was like, oh, maybe if I get down on the floor, he'll, you know, he'll come over and sniff me and I'll be able to pet him for a minute. I always try to pet him, but I definitely don't pick him up anymore because he does not like that. So he comes over eventually, after a minute, he comes over and he's sniffing my hand. And normally he'll snut or like snort. He does this like snort sound and he runs away, but he didn't. I was like, okay, he likes me. He's in a pretty good mood. Well, he's sniffing my hand and then I have my legs, you know, extended out and he comes over and he starts sniffing my thigh. Y'all, he bit me. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. No. That's not happening anymore. If he starts biting, sorry, bud, you gotta find a new home. And I told him that too. Because he didn't bite me just once. He bit me twice. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, Mr. Grumpy Pants was, and I don't know if it wasn't like, he wasn't like, I don't think he was biting. It didn't like break the skin or anything, but it left a little red mark from like his tooth. So get this. So he bit my thigh, but he bit my thigh a little bit. And I was like, oh, and I kind of pulled my leg away and I was like, whoa, what the heck, buddy? I'm like, no. And then I put my leg back out because he kind of hopped away. He comes back again for more. And this time he goes to the lower part of my leg and bites me near my calf, like bites me again. And I jumped up and I'm like, oh no. And that's when I told him, I said, no, we're going to find you a new home if you're going to start biting. Because that's one thing I've always said about him. I always tell Lou, don't be afraid of him. He's just snorting. He's all bark, no bite. He's just grumpy. He's scared. I'm like, he said he's never bit. And she swears up and down that he has bit her before, and that's why she's scared of him. I think she's just being lazy, and that's why she doesn't want to clean his cage. She's like, yeah, I'm scared of him. He bites. I'm like, he doesn't bite. Y'all, she might have been telling the truth. He might have bit her once. So I'm going to have to tell her when she comes home from school. Girl, he bit me and bit me twice. So, and he left 2 little marks. So, I don't know, y'all. I don't know about Mr. Grumpy Pants. He might not. The thing is, Lou doesn't care for him. She doesn't, but yet she won't let us find a new home for him. Every time we bring it up, she's like, no. And she starts crying. I'm like, but you're scared of him. You don't interact with him. I mean, I was taking care of him all the time and we kind of put a stop to that. And we said, no, if you're not going to take care of him, then we're going to find a new home for him. But this whole biting thing now is like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't tell her that he bit me, because then she really will be afraid of him. And then she won't want to feed him or take care of him anymore and like interact with him. So yeah, scratch that, y'all. Never mind. We're not going to tell Lou. We're just going to leave that part out. I don't think Lou needs to know. No, I think she's good. Okay, so I have an AB in 740. And I think I'm going to sprinkle, because we're working on the pumpkin. So I think I'm going to spice up this pumpkin a little bit. So yeah, the bunny bit me, y'all. Little bunny bits. I don't know about that guy. But right now, he's roaming free in the hall. I've got, we have a divider that we put up and where he can't go down the stairs. And then the dogs can't get to him. And we give him some free time to like roam up and down the hall. And then in and out of Lou's room. So he's got, all the bedrooms are closed, like the boys' rooms, because they have cables. And that's why I also close my craft room door, because I have got cables as well and wires. And he loves to chew. He's a chewer. So yeah. So I might open the door when we're done. He might be there ready to bite me again. I'm really afraid of him now, to be honest with you. So I don't know if I'm going to be going in and being laying there like I used to. Oof. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to get out of here. I think I've been going an hour. I think so. I hope y'all got some work done. I hope you got where you needed to go, got done what you needed to get done. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I absolutely love doing whip and chats. These are my favorite videos to do. I love to catch up with y'all. It feels good just to get a lot of things off your mind, off your chest. You know, it's free therapy. So I really do appreciate it. I hope I was able to, again, to keep y'all company. Let me know how you are in the comments. And yeah, so this coming Sunday, the things that are coming up, again, it will be a live on Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it will be just me. So please come and join me so I'm not alone, and we'll hang out. What else, y'all? I've got an unboxing coming up. I need to film it still. I bought a Diamond Art Club. I haven't bought a Diamond Art Club in a couple months, but there was one that I had to get. I've had it for about 4 or 5 days now, but I haven't unboxed it yet. So I'm dying to see what it looks like. So be looking for that. That'll probably be my next video that goes out. And then I ordered a few other things. Ordered some trays because I haven't ordered trays in a while. So yep, I've got some new stuff coming. I've got some, I ordered the one with the diamond art. I think they're overseas somewhere. I don't remember where they are, but I ordered that some time ago. So I'm expecting that to arrive at some point. So that'll be another unboxing. And then, yeah, we'll just kind of see what kind of trouble we can get into together. All right. Y'all make sure and subscribe before you head out. It is free. It just lets me know that you like what I'm doing here. And yeah, join me. Like I said, it's free. Just click that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this, the thumbs up also really helps. So give me a thumbs up. And then also on your way out, after you click subscribe, go ahead and click that notification bell. There's a little bell, and if you click on that and click all, then you'll get a little ding, ding, ding every time I post up any videos. All right, love y'all so much, and thanks again for being here, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. All right, y'all take care. Bye.